Hey, it's John and Mike from brew-dues.com once again. Tonight we forgot to put our toys away and we're just
leaving it out there. Actually, based on some feedback we got via the YouTube channel, people have asked us how we put together a smash beer, a 1 gallon smash beer. If you've seen our channel, we have a whole playlist talking about smash beers we've brewed in the past to get to know hop flavors. Now, we're going to go through the equipment needed for a 1 gallon smash brew. Stick with the video. At the end, we're going to have some audience participation. We're going to have you actually choose our own adventure here, so stay tuned as we go through the equipment that you need to do 1 gallon smash beers. And then in a future video, we'll actually do a brew session. We'll show you how all this equipment gets put into action. So if you're looking to downscale or scale down from your usual brewing operation, you need to buy some separate equipment.
Or maybe you want to get into home brewing.
Maybe you're an apartment
and you want to start
person,
small.
And you want to start small. And it's a great way to start brewing at home. I talked to my younger colleagues at work who live in the city, the big city, in apartments, and they don't have a lot of space. And I said, you guys can brew. You can make 1 gallon batches right on the stovetop, and you can do full boils, and it's not a big deal. It makes some good beer out of there. So when I think about the things that I need, that I use for a 1 gallon batch, first and foremost, we're going to talk about that later, you got to get yourself a nice pot if you don't have a nice pot already. This holds just over 2 gallons.
Nice.
And it's
standard stock pot.
Yeah, standard stock pot. I think I got this at one of those discount kitchen equipment places for cheap, but it probably has a little bit of a defect somewhere. I couldn't see it, but got it for cheap, and I've been using this for years. I was using this on the stovetop 10 years ago. But now I use it on my propane burner outside, and I think this is important to use even if you do have a larger kettle. I've tried to brew 1 gallon batches in my bigger kettles, and they get really caramelized and they don't turn out well.
So probably evaporate pretty fast.
Yes, that is for sure. I'm left with like maybe 3/4 of a gallon or a half gallon to put in my my carboy. So make sure you use a small pot if you're going to brew a small batch. So you get your pot. Now, for me, it's also brew in a bag, but you could put your grain in this bag and then put it right into the pot, and then, you know, mind it while it's on your heat.
Mind the bag.
Or, what I do is I actually use this 5 gallon cooler that I got from some big hardware store. Let me turn that around. But I put the bag full of my milled grains. I use 2 pounds of just 2-row. The recipe, we'll get into it in the next video. It's all based on a blonde ale. So I used 2 pounds of 2-row. I just put it in here, heat up my water, 2 gallons, to 161 degrees Fahrenheit. Pour it in here because it usually gets to me to a temp of 150 degrees Fahrenheit. And I let this sit with the cover closed for an hour. Okay?
And it's only like this full, right? I mean, it's 2
yeah,
gallons.
it's not that bad, but
okay.
This is a smaller gallon. It's not like your 10 gallon, in which you know, a lot of heat gets lost. But to me, I would rather do that than to sit for an hour looking at my stovetop or you know, at my propane burner, watching and playing with the heat. Like, oh, it's over 155 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh no, now it's cooling up. Like, I got really sick and tired of being sick and tired of playing with the heat to maintain that temperature. So if you're into that, fine. Me, I'm rather like just get to one temperature of the water, pour it in, and then go set up my other brewing equipment for the boil once the mash is done 60 minutes later. So once you do your boil, you're probably going to go and get yourself a scale of some sort, because you're probably gonna, I only use 1 ounce of hops for any of my 1 gallon batches, and it's good to get precise measurements out of that. Certainly a thermometer helps to know strike temperatures and also when the batch is cool enough to actually throw some yeast in there. And then 2 things. The last thing, of course, you want to get a gallon bottle fermenter. I got a universal stopper on top, flipped her upside down with the airlock. This works just great. Sometimes if I don't have clean enough equipment, I get some aluminum foil, put that on top. It's fine.
How full? How much are you filling that?
I fill it right up to the 1 gallon.
Does it foam over or make a? Do you get a
A little bit, but
Okay.
I take my time. Because I got a big funnel. That's something I forgot. I have a big funnel that helps me get the wort into this. But if you're smarter than me, you actually invest in one of these small siphons. This is made for
It's a baby siphon.
1 gallon batches. So you can actually put this in your pot and then you can just siphon your wort from the pot into this, and then when you're going to bottle or I've never kegged, I've always bottled, because you usually just get maybe a 9-pack out of this if you're really lucky.
Of 12-ounce bottles.
Of 12-ounce bottles. You use this to get into your bottling bucket. So this is very handy, because I was using my long big auto siphon, and that was a pain in the butt to get started. So if you're smart, also invest in one of these for your 1 gallon batches. That's what I got. So hopefully that helps you if you haven't started home brewing. This is an alternative, especially if you got limited space and where you live. If you are used to making brewing a 5 to 10 gallon or even larger batch sizes, and you want to do something small, especially if you're trying to figure out a recipe or figure out what hops taste like and smell like and all that, 1 gallon batches. Hopefully this equipment list will help you get to that point, because I did have to buy some things to make the process a lot easier. All right, now the audience participation point. We have 4 bags of hops, all 1 ounces each, and I'm going to brew these all. But I think that what I'd love for the audience to help me understand is which one of these should I brew first. So there was a vote, and there's already 1 vote already out there. Mandarina Bavaria. This was something that somebody out there on the internet asked me to do a 1 gallon smash of. So 1 vote. So put in the comments below if you would like to vote for this particular hop variety. Another hop variety I have here is New Zealand Waimea. New Zealand Waimea? Waimea? Someone please.
Waimea?
Waimea. Someone help me pronounce this correctly. And do so by throwing a comment either here on the YouTube video page or our blog. I'll count the vote. We'll do it for a week, and then I'll brew it based on the votes. Jarilo?
I can't help you with that one.
Yeah, Jarilo. I'm going with that. That's another one of these strange fruity hops. Pear, banana, orange, and fruity spice. Let me know if you like this one, if you've heard anything about this. This is one I just found looking at different texts. And this is actually more well known, I guess. Australian Galaxy hops. So I've wanted to brew with these for a long time. They are out of this world. Vote below if you want that. So just to recap, Mandarina Bavaria, Waimea, Jarilo, and Galaxy hops. Let us know what you'd like us to brew with first, and that will be the basis of the 1 gallon brew session that we videotape and show you all the steps that go into the actual brew session.
Are employees and families of employees of brew-juice.com excluded from voting?
I don't know. Ask our lawyer.
Okay.
If you want to throw a vote in, maybe slip it as
Right.
Don't influence the audience. I've already done that already because there was 1 vote for this one already. But you can maybe slip a piece of paper, maybe an anonymous email. I don't know. I'll be counting all the votes. So that's the audience participation part. Hopefully you'll take part. Please leave a comment below. Like, subscribe to our channel. Go check us out on the blog, brew-dudes.com. For John and Mike, from that very same blog, please brew on. Cheers.